Hello and welcome. Today we are back at the Lego house in Billund, Denmark, known as Home of the Brick, and we are about to take a look around the yellow zone. And you can see as we're panning around there is lots of things to see and do and build, but we're going to be focusing on that display cabinet directly in front of us right now, which is packed full of all sorts of different Lego models. As we're looking at the models, I will then also explain what all the other little bits and pieces are to do in this yellow zone. Now, if your work is on display, please let everybody know in the comments below. And obviously, if you are just watching this back, again, get involved, let everybody else know what your favourite one is. It gives you any building ideas or techniques and things like that. Then obviously, please let everybody know. Now, obviously, these three dinosaurs, if you didn't know, are based on Duplo, Lego and Technic. These are available up in the museum section in a huge scale, and that set did used to be a Lego house exclusive before they obviously moved on because they're only out for a certain amount of time or a certain amount of years, a bit like the Lego modular sets. So as the camera keeps panning around and we're having a look at all these other bits and pieces, a lot of this is to do with the 90th year of play, but there are quite a few new ones added in as well. Left to right, as we first start the video, in the far corner you have your fish section. That's where you can build your fish up, and you've got like an interactive section on the far left hand side. From there you will then have a Duplo zone. That is like a big pit where the little ones can build up with all the Duplo bricks. Further back from that you then have a place where you can learn to build a load of flowers and things. Loads of them on display on the table, and then directly above you there's loads of butterflies which you will have a look at. This also has a really nice view of the big tree of creativity, which is the huge Lego house Lego tree. As you walk around the steps to first come into the actual Lego house, we will have a quick look at that. From there, it then gets into one of the most busiest sections of the house of the day, which is their new music studio. It's their movie maker type thing that they have just installed, I do believe, for the 2022 season. It's where you can create your own interactive model, and it will start dancing up on the display for you, and then what you have created then gets put onto a wall. You can then get your photo taken by it, and then after an hour or so they'll then take them down, and then they'll just reuse the pieces. But that was continuously being used all day, and depending on what coloured chip you had would then depend on what it did on the screen as well. So it's all interactive. That then links to your wristband. Your wristband will then link to the card that you get given at the end of your trip. So make sure that you do get your card, not just the 6-pack of Lego bricks at the end of the day. Try and get yourself the card as well, and that will have all your memories and everything on that, I do believe. So the yellow zone, there is a lot of different interactive bits and pieces to do, and obviously each coloured zone will have its own completely different things. So the blue zone is where you can build up your cars, and you see a lot of people probably posting up videos with regards to them racing down the tracks and doing the jumps and all those sorts of things. They have started to be incorporated into the Lego parks more now, which I think is really good for the big ones to get nice and competitive with. But they are doing boat races, so they're shooting down and obviously using the water. The first time I saw that was over at the water park in Dubai, and it was very popular over there. And I think they've just installed, I know, at least 2, if not 3 of them at Legoland Billund, because you've got one in the Polar Explorer section and you have one in the Wild West section. So I think they might have just installed the 2. Fingers crossed it might come over to Windsor for everybody, but they seem to be installing more pay-to-plays over there at the moment. But if you have had them installed in your local park, honestly, please do let everybody know in the comments below. And I am going to do everything I can to get to different parks next year. I do have Germany high on the list because it is the next closest park to me. But Billund for me is just a super short flight, and there's always lots of different bits and pieces to see. And the fact of the stuff that we're looking at now, the cabinets will always rotate and change, so it's always really nice. Carrying on with all the other little bits and pieces that are within the Lego house, you have got the red zone where that is just pure building. You've got the green zone where it's got a massive minifigure Lego City display, and then from there you've got another sort of cinema type scenario where you can make up your own movie, and then around from the corner from that you've got your Lego figures which you can build as well. But if you needed to pause that on that writing, then obviously please do. We're already over halfway for time, so I'm going to get it in now. If you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. We do not have too much more of the models to look at now. I think we're almost done with that. This is one of the smaller cabinets of each colour. From there, we'll then start looking around at all the other little bits and pieces with regards to, I think we've got the tree to look at, and then we've got the other little sections as well. But This is a nice little display. It's a different shape to the others, whereas it goes all the way far to the left and far to the right, where the other coloured zones are all completely sort of different layouts just because of how the house is built. And if you have managed to get yourself the exclusive Lego house set, at least now you can start to understand what all the colours represent. And when you take the Lego brick off the top of that set, you'll then also see inside that, and you can actually see where the staircase is, which is what we're going to be having a look at in a minute, to where it wraps around the tree. So that set does have a lot of little hidden Easter eggs and lots of little detail. But if you didn't know that, hopefully you are learning something as we go. I don't think this model was here last time, and it is on a enormous scale. I know one or two of them were, but I think some of them, like this one, was not. They do, like I keep saying in all the videos, they do rotate the models around differently depending on what coloured zone they're in, but obviously because they're always on a rotation, you should hopefully always have different bits and pieces to look at, and that's got a lot of hidden detail all the way around the bottom and at the top. So from here we're going to finish with all of the models, and then we're going to pan around and start looking at all the other bits and pieces that are on offer from this section of the park. So this is the staircase that I've been talking about, and just a massive scale tree, loads and loads of detail on top of every branch. You can just see how many steps there are to loop around. Last few bits of the models, because there was somebody in the way, which obviously it is a class display, so that is perfectly allowed. We have got about a minute and a half left, and then we will end the video there. So guys, I'm going to leave you to it for the last minute. By the time this outro is finished, then we'll more than likely just be looking at all the other bits and pieces that are on offer. Let us know what your favourite zone is. If you are a regular, do you think there's going to be any new bits and pieces added for the 2023 season, the 2024 season? It's just nice to see that the Lego house is nice and busy again after COVID, and it seems to be a really nice, popular place for the small ones and the big ones alike, and it's just a really nice atmosphere that they've managed to create. But that is it, guys. I am done. I'm going to leave you now with a couple of more models, and then we will just pan around the rest of this floor area. But guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll catch you next one. Ta-da.
Certo, quelli che hanno usato